have to do that.
Right.
And I think that people need to stop trying to force people to be around family or around people or deal with people and their toxicity for the sake of, oh, you need to be nice, or oh, some excuse. No, you don't. Everybody cannot. Some people, what they call, is it empaths? Some people are too sensitive. Some people cannot take bad vibes and other people's bad energy on and be around them because they take it on and it just does something to them. Then you got empaths that can feel everything that's around them that's going on. You know, like people, you can't just tell people. You have to suck it up and deal with it. Like, you have to be around these people. No, you just cannot keep telling people that. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. And that's something that toxic people are toxic people.
I don't care who he is.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you work with them, if you live with them, if you sleep in the same bed with them, if they're your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, or your children, or even yourself. Toxic people are toxic people, and it doesn't really matter. Like, so you should not. I think a lot of times, I remember you had said that something before when you were talking about hugging. You said something about that.
Yeah, because there was a post. It was either a post or a meme, and somebody was saying, "Stop forcing kids to hug people. Stop telling people because, oh, that's your mom, that's your dad." Trying to force people to be around family members or people, or let people mistreat them or talk to them any way. You do not have to allow that. I don't care who it is. I'm sorry. And I feel like it's wrong that we tell people that.
Yeah. And especially with children. That's what I was about to get to. But especially with children. Because you give them the wrong picture, right? You give them the wrong advice. You give them the wrong message. So with kids, especially, like when you're around toxic people, you ever hear someone say, "Oh, go give them a hug," and then they'll be looking at you like, like I got 3-year-old twins, right? And my 3-year-old twin girls are something to be reckoned with. And if they don't want to hug you, they will let it be known. No, back up, get away. And I'm not that parent that's going to force, even if it hurts that other person's feelings.
I'm not forcing.
I'm not going to force my twins or one of my twins or one of my babies, any of my kids. Right.
To touch someone. Now, speaking is a different thing because that's manners.
Right.
Somebody walk into the room, you walk out of the room, you're supposed to speak.
Right.
That's just
but personal space is personal space.
Yeah.
And if the child does not want to hug you, then stop making kids hug people that they consider strangers. Because it sends another message to children, right? So with and I'll give you an example. I use my own kids all the time. So for my oldest child, I used to do that all the time. Oh, she's okay. Go ahead and hug her, right? Or so every time she would see me hug someone, she wanted to hug someone, right? Or even though in my mind, hold on, I just saw this person like 10 years ago. I don't really want you to be touching on them.
What she thought
but she thought that's what you're supposed to do because that's what she saw mommy doing. Or I would tell her, hey, go hug your auntie, go hug your cousin. And we have a very, very, very large family, right? My grandmother had 12 kids, and all her kids, almost all of her kids had multiple kids. So she's probably on her great grandkids by now type thing. So our family's huge. So when we were having type of family events or anything, like my kids would cling to me, and I would, and with my oldest child, I would tell them, no, go, it's okay, just hug them. So it started to give a message to her that I had to combat later on that said, oh, when you're in fear of someone, go towards them instead of going away from them, right? So she would be scared of the person, but still hug them. And that's crazy. So it's like you have to show affection to the person that you're scared of, which is not a good message that we really want to send to kids.
So now that you put it that way,
it's like the kid
that's
is
a little weird.
I don't know you.
That's like we teach them. We tell them stranger danger, but go hug.
Right. So we tell kids stranger danger. Don't go and touch that stranger. But as long as mommy knows them,
it's okay.
It's okay. No, they're still a stranger to.
And not saying that
child.
anybody, we're not throwing nobody under the bus or saying, but I mean, that's just like saying that there was a child molester in the family.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know that they're a child molester, but
Right.
your child gets a vibe off this person, or there's something that they know or seen, and you're forcing them to go be around the person. That's kind of, to me, the same thing. And I think that's where a lot of people are now. I'm seeing a lot of comments and memes and things of that nature, where people are starting to say, stop telling the little girls it's okay to sit in somebody's lap, or forcing your kids to go be around somebody or be at somebody's house. No, don't do that.
Why do you have that person in your house in the first place? Let's start there.
Well, and then also the other issue is, we are now talking more about sexual abuse than any generation. Yes. We are now talking about the sex trafficking that's happening. People coming up missing. We're talking about the mental health. We're talking about a lot of things that no other generation was talking about. It is a conversation, and it has to be now, because the rates of suicide, the rates of the reports of the abuse and things that have happened, the murders, is freaking skyrocketing.
Yes.
It has been. Not to say that it wasn't already. And my thing is, it's not that it wasn't happening before. It's because now people are talking about it. So now people are acknowledging that it's been happening for forever. Let's just be honest. Things were swept under the rug. People didn't talk about mental health. People didn't talk about suicide. People didn't talk about abuse.
No,
rape was a dirty word.
Right.
You
just put that crazy uncle in the back and closed the door and gave him a meal. You know, every now and then, except the meal. Like, that is a real
thing, yeah.
You know, and I think, what was that? The movie Soul Food?
Yeah, Soul Food, where the crazy uncle was obsessed.
Right. Now, he wasn't the child molester uncle that you're talking about right now.
No, he was the uncle that was kind of, that had Alzheimer's, and nobody said he had Alzheimer's.
Right. So everybody would just say, oh, he's cuckoo, and the whole time he had Alzheimer's. But at that time, even then, in that movie, that picture is real. We just put folks.
We label people.
Yes. Not only do we label people, but we coddle the label, right? So a lot of times, instead of helping get folks help that they actually need, we'll take them to church and we'll put them in the back room. And that's the only time you see them, other than telling your children not to go back there and talk to X, Y, and Z, you know? So that's crazy that you would rather coddle that type of behavior, and that has happened a lot in our community. That's in all communities across the board, but that is really rampant in the Black community, where we coddle that type of behavior, not necessarily saying that, and I think it's almost fear, right? It's almost fear of letting other families or other communities, or even being labeled the stereotype, period. Right? So we just don't talk about it.
Yes, hey, DJ K-Mac, house parties, checking in. Yes, he was the uncle with all the cash and the TV that they had hid.
Yes.
Because her husband, and let's talk about that real quick. So we done brought up the movie Soul Food. So those who haven't seen it, that movie had Nia Long, Vivica Fox in it. And it was about the three sisters. The mama, Jo, she kept the family together. The husband was a gambler, and they swept that under the rug. The brother, they thought he was crazy, had him locked up in a room.
Right.
And what it was, their family had owned businesses, and the husband had the gambling problem. And what the mama did was, she was taking money and hiding. She had paid the house off, did all that stuff, and then they almost lose the house. They had to get a mortgage because somebody got locked up or something. Like, when we talk about holidays and family toxicity, and I'm glad we brought that movie up. That is an example of what we're talking about. That the mama, the grandmother, the nana, the big mama, she was what kept the family together. But then the moment that she died, the family dynamic shifted. And
that happens.
What we were talking about is that the uncle finally came downstairs and got to talking to the oldest sister, Maxine, and thought she was his sister, Jo. And got to talking. So she started interacting with him. And one day he got excited because they were having Sunday dinner finally. And he brings his TV down, and they was putting out a fire, and he scared him, and they took the fire extinguishers, blew it in his face, and the money flew out. And they found out that the story was true, that Mama had this money
hidden away in the house.
Now, let's go back. people feel obligated to have those Sunday dinners and want to be snarky, snipey, make comments. Somebody gets mad, they take off for the leave. You know, that's the routine in our community, I would say, right? For most, probably most.
But the traditional Sunday dinners is an important one. So that is a good thing to keep. But
it's a good thing to keep, but
drama and toxicity
they're not dealing with. Yeah, people don't deal with
family dynamic. No,
that's the part I'm talking about. I feel like everybody wants to mask it versus dealing with it and keep letting it happen. And families need to start dealing with stuff. You know, there needs to be conversation. And that was part of, like, in that, even though it was a movie, even though it's fictional, in our community, that's real. That's what something really could look like. It's dramatized, but so they started talking and actually saying, here's my issue with you, or you did this, or you did that, or this happened, or this is what was going on, the real story with mama and our elders. Nothing, there was no chance for them to begin to talk or begin to heal. So my thing is, how do we get families to start doing that?
Yeah, so sometimes when you have a lot of toxicity, you need a mediator. Get yourself a couch and a chair and bring your loved one with you.
She said, I need a mediator for the family dinner.
BeginToTalk.com. We do family therapy. No, honestly, but seriously, a lot of times when you can no longer mediate, when you can no longer have productive conversations with even your loved ones. Like I said, this is across the board for all people. Toxic people are toxic people, right? So when these types of things happen, you have to take a step back and understand that sometimes a productive conversation is not going to happen. Sometimes what you want and a resolution isn't always to fix it, right? A resolution doesn't always mean that something great is going to come out of this. It can still resolve. It can still be a agree to disagree type of situation. It can still be a pause. But for a lot of times, people push stuff on the shelf and then they never take it back off, right? And it just grows and it
that Band-Aid that they keep snatching it off, putting it back on and faster and then pouring salt. Yeah.
Or even the snowball metaphor. It's the same exact thing, right? It's going to keep building until eventually explosions happen, and they happen when we get together. That's why a lot of times if families only get together during funerals and weddings and sometimes Sunday dinners or sometimes holidays, and the only times blow-ups are going to happen are at funerals and weddings and those holidays, right? So talking and being open and honest with one another is one of the things that we have to do. If we do not talk, then things will build. Narratives get drawn, right? Assumptions are made. And that is just, and as far as families are concerned, that's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, so I want to clear the air. So we are not saying, oh no, don't get together with your family. No. Don't do family dinners. Don't do holidays. What we're saying is we need to get back to
real family
time. Having those moments that we had, Big Mama, Nana, Grandma, Granny, whoever it was. Having those times where we get together more than just the holidays or a funeral. And you need to start having your conversations. So I know all my listeners should be grown. We all should be at least over 22 on my page. Can't promise your page, but on my page, everybody need to be at least 22 on my page.
18 and up, you might gotta have a little bit.
No, well see, I done cleaned up the content on my page a little bit because I keep ending up in Facebook jail. So FYI, speaking of Facebook jail, girl, I am still in Facebook jail till February 2nd, 2020 at 6:34 p.m. Yes, I'm still in Facebook jail, y'all. So I'm not ignoring y'all. I just can't share anything. I can't post in groups.
Well,
I can't message half the people on 3 different pages. Mo finally said she gives up. We deleting her page. Top of the year. It's over. It's a wrap. She said this was the last one. She said, how I get in trouble for something you did? I said, I don't even know. How all 3 pages. And then the new baby, she's like, Lord, she's scared to share a post anything.
I ain't
She
messing with
terrified.
you.
She
I have not
terrified.
been in Facebook jail yet.
I mean, they got us